right, and we're back. This is episode 175 of the Taproom Podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Recording this on a Saturday, because got to travel tomorrow, but this episode, super stoked for you guys to listen to it, is with Prater over at Mother Road Brewing in Flagstaff, and man, it was so cool, like going down there, because I know I talked about it before, but being able to, like the last time I was out, in Flagstaff was back in 2022 for my brother's bachelor party. And I remember going there and I'm like, man, this is so good. And then obviously, fast forward like 8 months from then, and I'm doing the pod on my own, going to breweries. And I was like, man, if I ever get back out there, that'd be one of the places I think that could be really cool. But I want to get back out there soon because I think it'd just be fun to hit like maybe 2 or 3 breweries and record it all. Maybe not record it all 3. That'd be fun, but I'd have to do like half pours, not even half pours, probably like flights, little testers. But Dylan, just want to say thank you, man. It was super fun, and and just being able to talk to you. And obviously, the beer's amazing. Like the Daily Driver, I was just pounding those. Those are so good. And then the Arizona beer was so just. Every beer I had was phenomenal. And you have to go there. Like Flagstaff is, honestly, it's a vibe for sure. And it's just such a cool place. And Mother Road is great. I've heard great things about Dark Sky. And I've been to Lumberyard over there and a few others. Like, just take a trip, man. Go out there, go see the Grand Canyon, go, and then go to Flagstaff, go to Munns. Go to Arizona. It's fun out there. So you definitely got to go. Yeah. So I'm super excited for you guys to listen to this one. And also just a little nugget. There's when I released the reel, because yes, I'm recording this on a Saturday when the reel's actually out. I think I'm going to do it on episode 178 because normally every 25 is a thank you, but the last couple have been behind, but I don't want to push anything back. But there's a little nugget of the new intro song for the pod in that reel. There's going to be other little tweaks that I've made to it and stuff like that, but it's going to be, I really like the way it came out. So yeah, maybe keep your ears out or keep your ears open for that. But yeah, all right. Before we jump into the episode, we got the World Cup started. Mexico won, Team USA won. So I'm excited. Obviously, I'm cheering for Team USA. Everybody cheers for whoever they want. But yeah, the World Cup's always fun. I mean, it's always a good time. I'm excited to watch all the matches and stuff like that, or when I can. And then the NHL playoffs are going on. The Canes, man, they're back. I mean, not that they went away, but they're up 3-2 on Vegas, and Vegas just doesn't I know once they started kind of changing or messing with their lines, things just kind of went to the wayside a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, Vegas is still so fucking good, so we'll see. The NBA is going on. The Knicks look like they're going to close that out. It's 3-1. Ain't nobody coming back from that. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, traveling to Texas tomorrow. Get back on Friday. Working on some dates right now. Going to be recording with Jeremy from Beechwood pretty soon, or AKA Germs. And then also got some other stuff. We're going to try to work something out with Jared at 1886, hopefully soon. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of irons in the fire right now, and I'm trying to get that sorted. Going back to Georgia next month, but yeah, that's always away. All right, let's see. I think that's all I got. If you'd like to support the show, you can. You can leave a 5-star review on anything you're listening to, whether it's Spotify or Apple, YouTube, and all that jazz. Apple, you can actually leave a review. You can write a review that's helpful. So I would appreciate that. For Apple, though, all you have to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then you can just leave a 5-star if that's cool. Yeah. Also, you can go to taproompodcast.dashery.com for t-shirts. I know money's tight, though. Everything's tight nowadays. And then also, if you've ever thought about starting your own podcast, you can also support the show that way. And nowadays, it's just too easy not to. So if you go to podbean.com/taproompod, again, that's podbean.com/taproompod, you can get your first month free through Podbean, and they give you all the stats, the analytics, everything you need to help your podcast grow. So if you go to podbean.com/taproompod, you'll get your first month free. All right. Let's jump into the interview with Dylan. I hope you guys enjoy it. It is, Saturday for me. I'm going to get some food, go to the beach, and have a good time. All right. So hope you guys enjoy the episode. Stay tuned for the outro. Cheers. All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I'm your host, Mike. And I have a very special guest on the show today. I have Dylan Prater of Mother Road Brewing out here in Flagstaff, Arizona, off of Mike's Pike and Phoenix Avenue. How's it going, man?
Doing well. How are you guys? Thanks for coming in and stopping for the holiday weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for letting me come down and have a beer with you and hear, the story or your story and Mother Road story. It's exciting.
Yeah. Excited to have you guys here.
Oh, yeah. What are you drinking?
I have our Arizona 250 lager.
Okay.
So we were fortunate enough. We came out with this new, we're calling it an Arizona lager, similar to kind of like a Mexican lager, but we came out with this beer for the semi-quincentennial celebration. And we were fortunate enough to get that designation for the state beer of the celebration.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, as well. We even had like Secretary of State Adrian Fontes did a big social media push for us and put it out there. And so and then a portion of all the proceeds go back to the Traveling Museum Club and stuff, and everybody that's promoting all of this history for Arizona and then 250th celebration of the U.S.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to stick with the lighter beers with a 6.5-month-old baby. My sleep is few and far between, and I tend to find that the lower ABV and lagers and stuff help me sleep a little bit longer at night.
Get to the heavy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No. Also, my cousin Jamin. You guys all know him, but he's sitting in on the interview as well. But man, tell me how you got started in craft beer, and tell me the story of Mother Road.
Yeah. So Mother Road was started by our CEO and co-founder, Michael Marquez.
Okay.
He was originally from Medford, Oregon, and he moved to Flagstaff to go to school at Northern Arizona University at the Hotel and Restaurant Management program.
Wow.
And Michael and his family, I think he left and went to Minnesota and did some stuff in the food and beverage industry. And then coming back to Flagstaff, he started his own real estate appraisal company. And he and his wife and kids were out traveling around, and he kind of got to thinking that he was just not excited about being in the real estate appraisal business.
Gotcha.
And so he had got into home brewing and was really enjoying that. And then they just decided to start a brewery.
Yeah.
That was November 17th, 2011.
Wow.
And he grew up with his grandfather and grandmother had a big influence on him as he was growing up, learning how to work on cars. And he really got into the motor and just culture. And, for the brewery, he just thought was so inspired by John Steinbeck and the Grapes of Wrath.
Oh, yeah. Steinbeck's one of my favorite authors.
Yeah. And he dubbed the Route 66 the Mother Road.
Yeah.
So that's where we got our name from. And actually, as we mentioned, we're on this location we're in. The building is called the Milam Building.
Oh, okay.
Mike's Pike used to be the original 1926 alignment of Route 66.
Oh, wow.
So this building was right on Route 66. It was a commercial laundry factory, served, from the folks over at the sawmill where Lumberyard Brewing is now, and then up at the hospital.
Yeah.
That's where this building used to be from the 20s till about the 90s.
Wow.
Until we moved in and opened in November 17th, 2011. And, got through the first couple years getting big, and then we released our flagship beer, Tower Station IPA in 2015, which really put us on the map.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, thanks. And so, got a little bit bigger. And then in 2018, we opened up our main production facility on Butler Avenue, which is about 1.5 miles down the road. So we shifted all of our main brewing operations over there. And then I kind of came through. I got through. I am originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh.
And my wife and I were out. We moved into a 99 Chevy Astrovan. And we were traveling the country rock climbing.
That's awesome.
Just looking for a place to move. And we spent a lot of time around other parts of the out west and didn't find something. And we came to Flagstaff. And we were like, wow, we kind of like this community. We came, sat at the bar here, had a Tower Station and a Lost Highway Black IPA, which we do now is seasonal, and really just fell in love with the community and the people here. And so we made the decision to move out here in early 2020. And yeah, since then we've gone through some renovations here.
Mm-hmm.
We moved out we had like a 15-barrel brew house here.
Yeah.
We moved that out. We've installed a 7-barrel brew house now that's kind of just like our pilot system here.
I love that.
Yeah. And Greg, our head brewer out there, everything that he brews here, we just put on right on tap. We don't can or anything. You got to come to the tap room to get it. And so over the past, I've been here 6.5 years now, and we've kind of slowly expanded in the space we're like sitting in right now, which we turn into kind of a speakeasy style concept, the Jimmy D's 5-spot as like a cocktail lounge Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights.
That's sweet.
And we've kind of made slowly improvements I think we've quadrupled seating from what it used to be.
Okay.
Before COVID, and we did those renovations. So we've just slowly, cranked out and filled the space out.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, 6.5 years for you. Congrats. And so now what, you said it was 2011 when you guys?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 15 years?
Yeah, November will be 15 years for us.
Yeah, and that's such a huge accomplishment within the industry.
Right.
Because of obviously all the turnover, there's a lot of saturation out there, but when you can build like that community and that, that trust with the community as well. And like people are good. You're going to have your regulars, but you're also going to have the new people. Like we were saying off air, that we were out here for my brother's bachelor party and just happened. Yeah. They were like, oh, there's brewery right there. Boom. And I go hit it. And then ended up having great beer, great food. And it was awesome.
That's awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah. Community, the mission of the company is to brew distinguished beers and build community one pint at a time.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So the community is huge for us. We wouldn't be here without our community. Our guests here, day in, day out, like I said, our regulars, everybody coming up and making the trip that have maybe had a Tower Station somewhere else in the state and hanging out. And that goes to the rest of the state too, for anybody out there that's, drinking Tower Station or the AZ 250 lager now that we got out. So, we feel very fortunate. It's been, a tough few years for the craft beer industry. So we heavily rely on our community to help pushing and keeping us going.
Oh, yeah. I know it's crazy too, because like I was telling some people, I'm going out to my cousin's cabin this week in Arizona. They're like, because a lot of people are like, cabin? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's just desert out there, isn't it? They kind of don't know, like, the mountains are up here, the woods are up here. So, like, with that, like, you guys have such a, like, great, like, craft beer culture out here that I love. And, like, what do you love about it the most? And then, like, what are some of your other favorite breweries in the area?
Man, I was excited just that I feel like we know everybody. There's 8 breweries in Flagstaff.
Yeah.
We got this awesome thing called the Flagstaff Brewery Trail that we partner with Discover Flagstaff, who is kind of like our tourism promoters of Flagstaff here. And so it all starts and ends at the visitor center, and you can do a digital passport, get a piece of paper, and once you hit every brewery, you can go back and get a commemorative glass.
Oh,
and what I really enjoy about it is, being back in Chattanooga, I knew some of the breweries there, but it's like, they didn't really intermingle with each other. They're kind of like doing their own thing, and not really doing much unless it was like a festival. And here, I feel like I know everybody in every brewery.
Yeah.
Going, it's always exciting to see them here, to go other places. I enjoy going over to, Dark Sky Brewing across the street. I lived out on the east side of town, so Wanderlust Brewing over there. Nate, the owner, used to brew for us as well for a little bit. So, those are the couple that we really frequent. Then obviously we always go over here to Lumberyard is quick and easy, and Kelly and her crew over at Lumberyard are great. So it's such a tight community, and we all know each other and try to help each other out.
Oh yeah.
Being with, any kind of like high operating costs in Flagstaff or any kind of things that come and make it tough to, run a business this day and age, everybody kind of is on the same team and wants to help push each other forward.
Oh yeah.
I think, and it's also nice to be able to walk to, I think, in this radius, like just walk to 5 different breweries.
Oh yeah, that's freaking
too, so.
That's the dream.
Yeah. And then every February for Craft Beer Week, we call it the Flag 8 Collab Brew.
Oh,
and so we rotate around. This year was at Lumberyard. The year before was at Dark Sky, and we all rotate who's going to host that. The brew that year, and this past year we did a Schwartz beer.
Oh,
yeah, that helped benefit Flagstaff Shelter Services, and we did like a warm clothes drive for it. We called it Common Threads. So that's always fun to get everybody together too, because everybody's so busy. It's like that's the one time a year that everybody can get together and kind of hang out as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
and like because you being like the director of like hospitality, like I feel like obviously that plays such a big part in like building the community and getting people to come back and stuff. And I feel like obviously Mother Road being around for nearly 15 years, like has a strong identity within the community. Like how do you make sure like when people first come in, like for the first time, like how do you like making them remember Mother Road? Like
Yeah.
outside of the beer. Yeah.
No, 100%. I think our the first value of our company is we call it radical hospitality.
Yeah.
And what I like to preach to our crew here too is that, we have 4 awesome craft consultants that take over, the whole state of Arizona though. So they're all spread out
Oh,
over
nice.
there. We no longer have a tap room over our production facility. We had to kind of close that during COVID. So the crew here, what we really try to focus on is knowing that like when guests come here and get to experience Mother Road, like we are the face of the company, and they get to kind of see what our culture of the company is like when they come experience that. And we want our guests to go back to whatever part of the state, or we distribute a little in Southern Nevada and Northern New Mexico, to go and see our beer on the shelves and remember that experience they had at the tap room. And I think what our crew really enjoys is pretty much all of them had a similar experience to me when I first came here before I started working, and just felt I was 1,800 miles away from home, didn't know a soul here, but I was like, wow, I feel like like I'd be a regular here. I think a lot of them experience that as well. And we try to convey that experience also to our guests, anybody comes in, and really make them feel welcome. And to welcome them, be a part of the story and help us continue growing. Like I said, we depend so much on the community, and we want everybody to come in here and experience that. We train our crew not just somebody comes in and, I only drink Coors Light or anything like that. Like I drink Coors, maybe not Coors Light, Coors Banquet every now and then, but it's like, we don't have that, but here's a beer just like that. Taste this and get something in, and that's brewed right here in Flagstaff, not at a huge, multi-million billion global company. That's just we're the people here brewing and just trying to make a living, here, and bring them into that culture and who we are. And I think that really helps us express our story, and I guess go home and be excited about that, because I know when I go out to eat and I'm visiting a new place that I want to know, tell me what your favorite beer is, what you enjoy eating, what hike should I go on next? Like, you're local, I want to hear what you do that. And so our crew really enjoys conveying that experience to our guests.
Oh, for sure. And you have to have, especially with the beer tenders, you have to have that, because if you just walk in there and you're like, someone's just like stiff and not really talking much, like people, they may not think about it right then, but then they get deterred by that.
Right.
Yeah. And the first time we came, we were like, man, this place is, phenomenal. Like, that's why the first brewery I thought of was like, well, I'm going to be in Munns. It's like, well, I wonder if I can get someone from Mother Road maybe. And then, it was great, talking to Jackson, talking to you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you felt that. I think we've all had that experience in certain restaurants or breweries, wherever it is. And it's like, okay, they don't really care that I'm here. But when somebody makes you feel welcome and, wants to take care of you, to us, that's radical hospitality. And that's what we want to do.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
And obviously you guys have great food, like I mentioned before. What are who came up with the menu, or what are some of your favorite things on the menu?
So we took over we have a little 20-foot food truck that also our crew serves over 200 guests out of a little 20-foot food truck.
That's wild,
Not a ton of prep space. So we partnered for the first 5 years with Jamie Thousand and Sassman's Barbecue, operated it. And they really help kind of set the standard for us and what our guests come in. So we decided that we wanted the capacity to take over. And so I call it, our menu, I refer to it as diner style pub fare.
Oh, yeah.
Because we wanted to capture that classic Americana, six style menu. So ours is the burger and fries is the classic, classic cheeseburger. So that's what I typically love, great French fries, but we've also got, another classic kind of brew pub staples is pretzel bites and beer cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And Eric, our kitchen manager, he makes our beer cheese with Tower Station as well. So we got Tower Station in the beer cheese, and we want our guests to know, we try to price it and we came with this menu because we wanted, quality food that we can, turn in a quick amount of time and not have to wait for long ticket times, but it's also at a valuable price for our guests. So, we're not trying to be, the craftiest food in the town, but we think it goes perfect with enjoying a Tower Station. And if you come here and you're hanging out and you're having a couple of beers, you want some good sustenance that's going to hold on to that, drinking, a 7% Tower Station at 7,000 feet.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's what it kind of expired our menu, and we've been going for about 2 months now with it.
Okay.
And so as we get in the summer, we're looking at what other things can we add on to it and really appeal to our guests. Chef Laura Chamberlain over at Culinary Concept Southwest helps wholesale some of the food for us.
Oh, wow.
And I think what we've seen, and we kind of knew this would happen, as our community is latched on. We get a lot of folks in Flagstaff that are, a lot of gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian diners, and she makes an amazing veggie patty. And
oh, wow.
If you've ever had like a veggie patty somewhere else, it's like, kind of just Burger King puck. It's just like,
yeah.
All right, this is whatever. Maybe I just want to eat meat, but her patty is amazing.
Oh, wow.
And everybody here is catching on to it. And so it's exciting to, bring out those new things and be known to have like a great veggie burger, even though a lot of our crew like to put bacon on it.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, man. That's cool, though. I mean, and like I said, it's always great when you can have, for me, a burger and a beer, you can't beat it.
Yeah. I think that's what we found with previous menus, that most of our guests, if they were tourists and they came in, would look at the menu and be like, "Oh, you don't have a burger. We're going to go somewhere else to find that because we want a burger and beer." And we're like, "All right, well, that's going to be our staple."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So the next segment's called the 4-pack. So it's 4 questions. What's the one beer that never leaves your fridge because you're always restocking?
Oh man, it's always restocking. It's typically right now whatever new pale ale that Adam over at Harrington's Pub has. It's a beer bar on the east side. And the one that I've had lately and enjoyed, I've got into really, like I said, I got to stay with the low ABV so I can sleep well with the baby. But so the classic pale ale style is like my go-to. I'm a hophead. I love it. So I just had Slow Body Brewing out of Tucson.
Oh, nice.
Just their classic pale ale. And it was one of the better, it was like one of the newer beers that I've had lately. I'd be like, wow, this beer is amazing. So I think I'd cleared out his supply in the fridge.
There you go. I just picked up, was it yesterday? We went to a Majestic Market. Yeah. There was a juicy pale ale that you guys have.
Daily Driver.
There you go. I was like, I'm going to be cracking that when we get back over to the cabin. No, man, but it's so good. All the beer in Arizona I've had has been so good. Next one, if you weren't in beer, what do you think you'd be doing?
So I also sit on the board of the Northern Arizona Climbers Coalition. So I think if I wasn't in beer, it would probably be something in the forestry or like kind of advocacy access, for climbing and the outdoor related activities. So that's what kind of also brought us to Flagstaff, was the access to outdoors. We're trail runners and rock climbers. So it would probably be something a little more in depth with that. But fortunately, a lot of that stuff is nonprofit too. So the beer industry is, a little bit more fun and a little more sustainable economically as well.
Definitely. Question 3 is, if you could have Mother Road collab with any brewery in the world, who is it? Like, and what would you want them to make?
Any brewery in the world. Man, right now, I'd say I'm also really enjoy lunch beer from Maine Beer Company.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I say this because the Northeast is one of the places that I haven't spent any time in. I want to go up there, and every beer I've had from Maine Beer Company has been amazing.
Yeah.
And so I think if we did that, it'd be fun to do, a kind of cross-country collab with, I would say, Maine Beer Company, because I believe that Tower Station IPA is also, I'm like, it's one of the best beers I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about lunch beer as well. So I think, with both of us being able to, corroborate on something would be very exciting.
That would be something tasty for sure. I love it. Question 4 is, what's a guilty pleasure you secretly or not so secretly love?
Oh, probably, as I said there last night, and I'm all about dining locally.
Okay.
I got to-go food from Texas Roadhouse last night.
There you go.
They carry our Tower Station, and
nice.
I literally told we had a board meeting of the Climbers Coalition last night. Got out late, and there's so much good local food here, and I always just loved spending my money locally.
Oh, of course.
That I literally referred to one of my fellow board members last night who called me afterwards. I was like, where are you? Are you at a bar? What's going on? And I was like, oh, it's because of the country music. I'm at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. There you go. What's your order?
Man, I get the sirloin and shrimp combo.
Well, can't go wrong with that. A little surf and turf.
Yeah, my wife is not a big shrimp fan, so anytime I'm not eating with her, if there's like shrimp out there, I'm like, okay, I gotta take advantage while I can.
Okay, I like it. So I wanted to ask, because I know you were talking about traveling from Tennessee all the way, over here, road tripping. And you said it was an Astro van?
Yeah.
There you go.
99 Chevy Astro.
So if you were taking, a Mother Road beer with you on Route 66 or doing like a road trip, what's your shotgun beer? Well, who's riding shotgun with you?
Oh my gosh. I always got to have spread Tower Station out.
Okay.
But we've also got a beer, we call it Double Six. We
Okay.
can't call it Route 66 because the trademark's owned by a company in Liechtenstein. But it's a Double Six, and we came out with this a couple years ago, and I like to refer to it just as beer flavored beer.
Oh, yeah.
Like when anybody asks, like, oh, what is the malt? What's the malt bill and the hops in this? It's like it's just a beer. It's 4.4%. We call it like a crushable golden ale. If we want to get there, but that's typically I think too, if we go out and we're with the crew and the crew's trying to get me to shotgun a beer, it's Double Six.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Another one I'll ask you, so like, because obviously we talked to about the hospitality part, but like when someone comes in, like for the very first time, what do you want them, like, looking back, they see that beer, like, traveling somewhere else. What's something else that maybe you want them to leave them remembering when it comes to Mother Road?
I think that I've had a few experiences that Flagstaff, it's made me feel like it's like the center of the universe because I've run into people that I've knew from Chattanooga that didn't even know I was out here, or they're like, wow, I used to serve us beer at Tremont Tavern. It's where I had bartended back in Tennessee. I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy to run into you. I think what we always, it's kind of that hospitality when we want our guests to remember that we want them to come in, and enjoy the beer so much, but have been felt so welcome of being here that, that it's like, well, we would want to make a return trip to Flagstaff and come hang out here. I like to joke with the crew. It's like, remember, sometimes when it gets hot too, and we get a lot of guests up from the valley. I like things like some of these guests, they're not saying come to Flagstaff for the weekend. They're saying come to Mother Road for the weekend. And so I think that
was me.
Yeah.
Planning it.
And what we want our guests to know is just like, when you see our beer on the shelves, we're all here, trying to make a living. We're not some huge, like I said, conglomerate company, made of millions that's able to just go take over a beer brand and scrap it just because, they have the ability to do so. That our crew is here because they enjoy serving our guests and they enjoy this beer and enjoy this community. So we want everybody to, this Flagstaff's a very, transient tourism town, that they feel like they can come back to a place like our Taproom, but be made feel welcome and like they're a regular here.
I love it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you too, how'd you get into climbing?
Oh man. Well, there's a good rock climbing scene back in Chattanooga.
Okay.
And my dad was always kind of a big trail runner, kind of in the outdoors community. And I got back and there's some world-class rock climbing in Chattanooga. And I had a couple buddies too. They were a little wild. And so I just kind of went out there and tested it, and I really enjoyed the movement. I'd always been like growing up, like football, baseball, basketball, and always kind of like team sports. So I enjoyed the individual experience of it and how much, it's very much also a mental kind of sport.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed, the process of, trying to work routes or taking on things that's like, mitigating risk as well. So it makes me feel like I'm kind of out there away from everybody a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. You get a little bit of like you time and just be able to like just be in your thoughts or think about the climb.
Yeah.
And you got to have strong grip.
Yeah. Sometimes I think sometimes working in the hospitality industry and being such a social place that sometimes I'm like, all right, I got to run away in the woods and just hide out to recharge my social batteries. So when that's my wife and I met her, climbing. We started climbing together before we were even dating or anything. And so we really got into it together as well too. So it's fun. And I've taken my daughter out a few times now. She hangs out at the base with some friends while we climb. So it's really fun. And also a great community.
Okay. Yeah. When I was younger, I would do the like the rock walls and stuff like that. But that was like the gist of it or the end of it basically for me.
Yeah.
But it was super fun. We would go to do it in Tahoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tahoe's always a blast.
Yeah. Tahoe's amazing too. We were there last summer. Yeah. Where my brother lives in the Bay Area. So we bopped over to Tahoe.
Oh, nice.
My wife was 20 weeks pregnant, so we didn't do any climbing, but we did get some of the peak over there. So,
it's so beautiful.
Oh, man, it's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. I can't beat it. So next one was called situational beers. Which one is your favorite? But I'm going to add one in there now too. So there's pool beer / beach beer, shower beer, golf course beer, concert beer, airport beer, and I'm going to throw in climbing beer.
Oh man, pool of beach beer for me right now is just the Arizona 250 lager.
There it is.
I think it's just the approachable one that I can handle, and I can feel like I can have a few of them and still be able to function.
Okay, there you go.
Golf course beer for me would be the daily, like you mentioned, our daily driver, Juicy Pale Ale.
There it is.
I like being out there and having some hops, and it's still like a, manageable ABV as well, like 5.4%. So that one's great. Concert beer would be, and I've, speaking to this because I really love our Pepsi Flag Amphitheater out at Fort Tuthill. They got some great shows. We love going to Picking in the Pines every September and see some
cool.
bluegrass.
Yeah.
And we call it the Amp Ale. It's also just a super approachable ale, and we partner with them to do that. So, and that's usually what I do because I get excited about it. And I'm like, if I'm having like 4 Tower Stations, then kind of don't remember as much of the concert that I like to.
Yeah.
So the Amp Ale is really approachable, and that's usually what I'm drinking when we're out there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when we go out climbing, if I don't have Tower Station in the truck afterwards, everybody's like, half the reason I climb with you is because you bring the beer.
You're like, why'd you even come?
That's awesome. After a long day, sweating and stuff too, and every now and then, like especially if climbing down to Sedona is a lot more adventurous kind of style. So it's like, kind of come back like, okay, we're survived. We're on the ground. Tower Station's always what I reach for. After a day like that.
Dude, I love you were talking about that. Was that the Amp Ale you said? Like, I love how much you guys are working like with the surrounding community and like having collaborations like that. Like, it doesn't have to be another brewery, which is great. I love collab beers or breweries, but it's so cool when you could do something like that or do something with the state. Yeah. Right. And I feel like that's really awesome.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, I think we all enjoy it. It's nice to have the perks of getting a few free tickets to the shows every now and then as well. But I think partner with that too. It's like, it's such a, we don't get a ton of, big name live music coming through Flagstaff. It's usually either in Phoenix or Vegas. So every now and then we get like Sierra Farrell came last year, and then I saw Robert Plant and Allison Krauss.
Oh, dang.
Came a couple years ago. So it's such an awesome venue too. And they do a great job out there. So it's always exciting to go out there and have our beer to drink out there instead of having like some other concert venues I've been to. It's just, the big names.
Yeah, I love when you can go, even like going to sporting events and stuff like that. I'll always look for I go down to San Diego pretty frequently. So I'll go to like Petco Park to go to a baseball game. And I love it because there's so much craft beer on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we sponsor, we do spring training, down in the valley. And so that one too, I think if we're going to, go, maybe since I'm not as big of a golfer, it's, the sitting out there watching baseball is our Roadside Grove, Blood Orange IPA. It's also an approachable and just like really, really nice and easy to enjoy out in the sun. During a spring training baseball game.
Yeah, get a hot dog and a beer.
Team or the whole a certain team you guys sponsor? Or the whole...
No. Oh my gosh. And Gordon, our chief sales officer, is going to kill me because I can't remember which park, which area it is. But they're down there. Every spring training. I think it's the one. It's where the Giants are.
Okay, so that's downtown, Old Town Scottsdale.
Yeah. So that's typically where we are.
Oh yeah. It's my favorite. Hot dog. I mean, when I'm not at a brewery, if I'm at a baseball game, it's a hot dog and a beer. Maybe some Cracker Jacks.
I've been trying to take my wife down there because I was a big baseball player growing up. And she's just like, baseball's so boring. I'm like, well, not when we're sitting down and it's a great day. You're just hanging out. Eating a hot dog, having a beer, watching a game.
Oh, yeah. What position did you play? Were you all over the...
I was second base and I pitched.
Okay.
That's where I did. And then we had a really great high school team. We should have won state. We lost in the state championship. And I think my buddies on the starting lineup went and played college baseball. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to go to a small school. I'm ready to party.
Yeah. Party on, Wayne. I love it. And you know what? I was thinking about this question on the drive over. Because I'm always curious, because obviously you open a brewery because you want to make great beer. But then you also like the hospitality part of it as well. Like you need to make sure that you're like open and you're like talking to people. And, I always tell my buddy, my buddy Louis, shout out to him. I always tell him, like, dude, you're so bubbly, dude. And you're like so perfect at being like, in front of the customer. Well, like, what do you feel like is hard? Because I both feel like they're both equally hard. Sorry, this is a long-winded question. But like creating a place, like the great beer, or just creating that space where they want to come back every week, like building that experience, especially now where I feel like Gen Zers aren't drinking as much. Yeah. So like, which one do you feel like is harder? You feel?
I think I feel like the toughest part sometimes for us is just getting people in the door sometimes. I think once we get them in the door, we know we can provide that experience to them. And I know, and what got me excited about here is I think, like I said, our CEO and co-founder, Michael, I feel like he and I really share the same passion for hospitality and meeting people and bringing them in. I think, you kind of mentioned it earlier that you've been to places that there have been other, definitely plenty of breweries that I've been to where you go in and it almost feels like snobby. Like, okay, if you're not a local, you don't know what our beer is. I've had it before too. I'm like so all over the place sometimes. I'll go into a brewery and I'm like, man, that double IPA sounds great, but also so does the Helles Lager.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you know anything? Those are totally different beers. I'm like,
so
well,
what?
Of course I do. That's what sounds good to me. I'm like all over the place.
For sure.
And so I always it kind of pisses me off when that happens and I go out because I'm just like, our crew, we train, we're just like, here, you're at a brewery, you may as well taste some beer.
Yeah.
Try this one, try that one. Maybe start with a little 10 ounce of the double IPA and get, bump up to a Helles Lager, and that since you had some higher ABV. So I think, for us, just like you mentioned that y'all kind of walked in, that not being right in the main part of downtown is sometimes just the toughest part is getting people in here.
Yeah.
And then other than that, it's enjoyable. I think what my crux sometimes for me of my job is trying to sit down and have some time on the computer and stuff without being interrupted by guests, shareholders, regulars, all of that. So it's a really tough problem to have.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy doing that. So I think that's sometimes the toughest part is finding that balance in my position of how can I be there for our guests and our crew, but at the same time, step back and hide out a little bit, which now is typically I'm sitting back in that back corner. And now that we've turned this into kind of a cocktail lounge concept, we can close off the curtains a little bit. But at the same time, we want to make sure I need to put like a reserve me area so our guests know like they'll like pop their head back like, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. It's like, no, come check it out. Come walk around and see what it's all about back here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's like, what's great too is like you mentioned earlier, like, you can have like when the beer tenders have that education part and they can guide someone along the way, like because someone only drinks Coors Light.
Right.
Or if they're into a certain style, like, hey, you know what? I know you like this, but maybe try this one.
Yeah.
Or for the people that don't like beer, they're just here with they're having a group get together. Maybe one person doesn't like it, but you can kind of guide them, find their gateway beer.
Yeah. And that's what we carry wine, cider, cocktails too. We've got that licensing a couple of years ago. And it's like, we don't want everybody to feel like, oh, I don't want to go to there. It's a craft brewery and I can only get craft beer. It's like, no, we can make you whatever you want. Like come, be a part of that and hang out. You don't have to be a beer person to come hang out. Sure. Yeah. We're going to probably try to sway you to try some beer.
Yeah.
But it's always, like you said, it's so exciting if somebody's like, it's like my father-in-law, he drinks Bud Light. That's what he drinks. But when he comes out here, it's like, oh, I'm all about the double six. Give me a double six and let me have some of that. And when you can turn somebody onto something new and get them excited about your product, that's always like, that's a huge success, I think, in the hospitality world.
Oh, yeah. That's great. And obviously the aesthetic of the place, I love it. And even I wanted to mention the pilot system. We talked about it earlier. I love when a brewery has a pilot system because then that's when the creative juices start flowing.
Yeah.
And it can do a one-off.
Yeah.
And what if it becomes a hit and then it becomes a core? And I love that part of it. I love the creativity part.
Yeah. Yeah. We just brewed Greg, our head brewer out there. We just did our kind of version of the Dogfish Head 120 minute.
Oh,
we partnered with the home brewer of the year with the local brew club, the Mountaintop Mashers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Nick Perez, he came in and was like, we want to do this collaboration. He was like, well, let's do a big triple IPA or actually quadruple IPA for that matter.
Shit.
So it came out, it's like 16.5%.
Wow.
And it's one of those where we knew going into it, being a small batch too, this has just as much of a chance of potentially going down the drain as it does to getting kegged. And so Greg, I think, knocked it out of the park with that one and with some help. Yeah, it's obviously a lot of help, more so not in my field, but our COO, Peter Kruger, and the Director of Quality, Kyle McElhaney, both of them had a hand in helping Greg with this. And he came out, and the beer's great. It's obviously tastes like a big beer, but you wouldn't think it's like a full 16% beer.
Oh, yeah. And that's really rare that you get a beer that's not overly not boozy. When it obviously gets that high. I think the highest I've ever had on a beer was like the Mega IPA from like Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's like 14 and a half, I think. And even that one's scary because it's like you try it and it's not boozy and you're like, shit. If I have like 2 or 3 of these, I'm going to be in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. Give me a taster.
Yeah.
But man, you said 16 and
16 and a half. Yeah. It came out great. You guys know how to taste it. Yeah, we do. It's one of those where the crew's always like, well, we got to like put a limit on those. It's like, well, fortunately, it's a big enough beer to where pretty much everybody that has one kind of self-controls themselves. They're like, wow, that was a lot. It's like I just had like 2 meals and 10 ounces of that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about the craft beer community too. I feel like even sometimes some communities are scared when a brewery comes in, especially if they haven't had that before. Obviously, you guys have been here for a long time. But sometimes they associate it with a bar,
right?
And it's not a bar. It's like most time. I mean, of course, there's a few people out there that go to a brewery to get shit faced,
right?
But for the most part, they're coming to enjoy the craft of it, like how it was made and stuff like that. And a lot of times people don't understand all the hard work that goes from going into the tanks to getting into the kegs and going through those lines.
Yeah,
they just all right, just pour me the beer and that's it. Yeah. Next question. Next segment is called the 6-pack. These are more rapid fire. So first one is lager or IPA?
IPA.
Okay. Hazy or West Coast?
West Coast.
Okay. Music or sports at a brewery?
Music.
Okay. What kind of music?
Oh man, we're into vibing music here, but also lately it's been 90s and grunge. I've been into Alice in Chains and Mad Season playing here. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I have a 90s playlist. It's like Spin Doctors and Wallflowers and
100%. That's what we've been doing a lot lately, and it's stuff that's like great for the guests to get into as well. And it's always fun. You bop out and there's like a whole table singing to those songs on the radio.
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. Next one is favorite brewery outside of Mother Road.
Oh, I'm going to go back and say hometown brewery, Hutton & Smith Brewing in Chattanooga.
All right.
Yeah.
What are they known for?
They're known for mainly their Igneous IPA. It's a big kind of like West Coast style. It's more, I guess not really West Coast, more like American IPA in the realm of like Bell's Two Hearted.
Ooh.
And all their names are, after like either rock climbing or geology inspired.
Oh, that's cool.
And the one that I really love from them is called the Good Schist Pale Ale. So my buddy's he took over the head brewing job back there, but that place I just had for the Overland Expo, I had a buddy come out and he always brings a couple cases of beer and I trade some Hutton & Smith beer for some Mother Road beer. So anytime I go back home, we always make a trip to that tap room.
Okay. And Schist, isn't that like a rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a mineral.
Mineral. So, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, the Good Schist. So I just it's a good, clever name. So
yeah, because I want to say I've only learned that because of Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah.
There was an episode where they talked about a schist. I was like, I think I know what that is. Next one is favorite junk food. I know you probably don't get to have junk food as much as often now with the baby.
Oh, man. My wife would kill me for saying this. It's Taco Bell.
Oh,
it's Crunchwrap Supreme.
Right on.
Yeah.
I still get it. And I probably shouldn't, but maybe once a week, maybe twice a week.
I don't close here as much, but I don't always, when I closed and it was like 11 o'clock and I didn't eat dinner or something here, I'd be like, all right, I guess I got to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah. If you have to, and their app's so customizable, you can do anything.
Right.
The last question of the 6-pack is if your personality was a beer style, what would it be?
Oh, it would definitely be probably a West Coast IPA.
Okay.
Out there, bold, in your face, talk too much.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like Tower. If you have a couple towers, I think being from the South, everybody laughs at me because they're like, get a tower in you. And we kind of hear that Southern accent come back out.
Okay.
Running. I feel like that's like West Coast IPAs are kind of, out there a little bit bolder and outgoing. So, all
right.
Yeah.
I love that. Next one is if you could have a pint with any historical figure, sports figure, celebrity ever, alive or dead, who'd you want to have a beer with?
Oh, man.
You can pick one of each if you wanted to as well. Yeah.
I'd have to say I'm kind of a deadhead.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go with Jerry Garcia. I would say Phil Lesh, the bassist from the Dead. He came and he got his start. He was a classical pianist.
Oh, wow.
Before he got to be with the Grateful Dead and playing bass there. So,
man.
I would love. It'd be exciting to. Yeah, I read his book, and so I'd be excited to have a beer with Phil Lesh for sure.
Man, that'd be cool. I like that. I mean, mine. It's always like Michael Jordan or Shawn Michaels because I'm such a wrestling nerd.
Yeah. Well, alive now, I think it would have to be Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
He's just like the most entertaining, eclectic person. We watched that show, The Voice, and seeing him on the Olympics and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah, just a character, be just somebody fun to. Yeah,
he probably had one of the new THC styles
oh my
that are
gosh,
coming around.
we've got a dank Tower Station. We infused Tower Station with cannabis terpenes. There's no THC in it. Yeah, when you pour it, it smells like somebody's smoking a joint.
Dang. Probably like Heady Topper back in the day. I always go Heady Topper. Man, I remember the first time I tried it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Right. It was still one of my favorites to this day. Even like the IBUs and stuff like that. I love that they're kind of making a comeback. Because don't get me wrong, I love a smooth, crispy West Coast with, that punch of hops in the beginning. And doesn't linger on the palate. But there are some I didn't like back in the day when it was just like, throw all the hops in there and just stick to your palate.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to be eating hops the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But I do love like the higher IBU stuff too. But you're kind of seeing it come back a little.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I feel like with just the haze craze that everybody found a way to kind of approachable entry to the hoppy and IPA category to allow them to like, okay, I can like try all some of these things that I was scared to taste before.
Oh yeah. Have you ever had any fun kind of taproom stories? Maybe on your side of it?
Oh, fun taproom stories. I mean, I'm sure I have a bunch. I mean,
yeah.
I would have to say, when during COVID, going into the winter and monsoon season, having everybody outside, we had to, we had to come up with something to build. We had to put up some like temporary like tent canopy out on the patio to keep people their things cooled off and to keep them out of the rain.
Yeah.
And one of my first introductions to some of the local, hospitality restaurateurs here were Nick and Kevin from the Annex Cocktail Lounge Tourist Home.
Oh,
in Tinderbox, a couple blocks over. And I really was just like, I knew I'd enjoy it here when we were like there was like it was like Michael and I and Oliver, our former VP, and Jamie, our warehouse specialist, just struggling terribly to put up this huge canopy tent.
Oh, I bet.
And Nick and Kevin and the Annex crew walked over and they were just cracking up and laughing at us. So we ended up pouring them some beers. I don't even think we were open, but we poured them some beers and they hung out and they just heckled us so much. And so then they took the same idea and we did it over at the Annex and we did the same thing. We got to go over there and swap and, have beers and just like laugh at them and point out things while they were putting that out. So that was one of my first taproom stories of getting into it. And I was like, I think I could hang out with this crew and hang around here. So, and we still, another little story, one of our longest tenured crew members is no longer with us, Cedar. Cedar was notorious he was fantastic at throwing coasters. He could put it wherever he wanted to.
He was like Gambit.
Chucking them. Yeah, he's also a big Frisbee golf player. Disc golf, excuse me. But to this day, you can still probably go up in the rafters and find coasters from where Cedar. And we always go back and it's like, wow. That's how I always remember seeing it coming. If it's even like a tough day or something and I'm like stressed out, I'll like look up and just see a coaster. And I'm just like, damn it, Cedar. I'm never going to get that.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. And we talked a little bit about hiking because I love to hike too. I don't do it as often as I probably should. The beer belly can probably give that away. But what are some local hiking trails that you like to go on out here?
Oh, I really enjoy. I mean, everybody has got popular. Going up to Humphreys Peak. It's 12,663 feet up there. Wow. Big endeavor to go up there. Anything in the canyon, it's not necessarily right in Flagstaff. It's only an hour, 15-minute drive though. And anything in the canyon, I'm always amazed with. But I really enjoy what, a lot of the folks, the guys that shop Flag Bike Revolution and some of the forest crew around here have done a lot of work on the Schultz tank. It's called Middle Eldon Dry Lake Hills. Okay. And those trails over there in that area are awesome. And they're still building new ones. They're especially like I don't know, like I said, I'm a runner and they're nice. I can kind of hike up to them and then run down. And especially your bikers are real nice and flowy and just an awesome little area over there they've been doing a great job with.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And what are some other like local places like outside of hiking that if a tourist is coming for the weekend, where would you send them?
Yeah. Obviously, too, Lowell Observatory, where Pluto was discovered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, here in Flagstaff, we're very adamant that Pluto is a planet.
Yeah, it's still a planet to me, damn it.
So that's awesome. So Lowell's always great. I mean, typically, like any of the drives to, the drive down Oak Creek Canyon on 89A is gorgeous. But I just, for the first time, went out to, been here, 6.5 years, and I just now got out to like Wapatki National Monument and the Sunset Crater area. And there's also it's like a 30-mile little scenic loop to drive there. It's an awesome drive. I mean, it's like down in the Red Rock, and it climbs up back into the forest. I mean, you get into the cinders and craters over there. So typically anything like that is I always recommend doing outdoor things, but then also, trying some of the local fare and the breweries. I mean, I think that's what makes Flagstaff enjoyable is you can go outside, kind of do something, and then end it all coming back into town, going over. And my wife and I, if we ever, get the rare date night these days, we like to go over to see Dara Wong and Chef Tamra over at Chef Kitchen. They got amazing food over there. So we love hanging out and going that. So a little bit of everything. I think that's what Flagstaff gives you with usually great approachable weather in the winter, going skiing too. It's crazy to be 90 degrees in the summer and then go up to the Snow Bowl in the winter and being able to get some runs in up there.
Yeah. And then come have a beer to warm you up.
100%. Tips Up. We do a hazy IPA collaboration with them every year. So called the Tips Up. So
that's so cool.
It came out, it's been popular. So I love going up there and seeing everybody hanging out, on the side of course you can't take beer on the lifts.
Yeah.
But everybody sitting down on the patio, hanging out afterwards, all drinking Tips Up is always like you said, we talked about with the amphitheater. It's fun to see, go do those things, and it's got our beer out there.
Yeah. And that's what the big puffy jackets are for if you're on the lift,
Yeah.
I
didn't say that, Angie.
We used to go occasionally in Tahoe because we mostly would go during the summer.
Yeah.
But in the winter, we would go occasionally. Yeah. And we would go up on the lifts. I can't ski to save my life.
Yeah.
Or snowboard. I could stay up, but that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything else.
Get a little leg burn in and finish it off with a couple beers.
Yeah. And then, eat shit probably.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thank you so much for letting me come down here.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming and stopping by.
Yeah. Just a couple more for you. Next one is your Mount Rushmore breweries and styles as well.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, obviously, I think as I finally took a trip to the Disneyland of breweries, Russian River Brewing for me.
Oh, dude. On my bucket list. I haven't been there yet.
Yeah. The place we got up, our COO put us in touch with Vinny and Natalie, and they got us on a comp tour. And so the tour was amazing. It's just it's like Disneyland. It's like mouth, I'm just salivating the whole time looking at this facility in operation. And Pliny the Elder is certainly a staple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had double dry hop Pliny on tap. Oh, well, they did that too. I would be remiss not to put Bell's Brewing up there because Two Hearted Ale was one of my first loves. It really got me into craft beer.
Yeah.
Too. One that folks might not know that also really got me into craft beer was Wicked Weed Brewing in Nashville.
Oh.
I had never had a sour beer until I went there, but also I got spoiled because they're not I'm not really into the fruited smoothie milkshake style sours. There was full, wine style fermentation of their sours, and it'd be a big brown ale, almost like a New Belgium La Folie style thing. So I would put Wicked Weed in there as the Thomas Jefferson kind of thinker pushing stuff out.
Okay.
And as I mentioned it, I mean, I don't know where craft beer would be without New Belgium Brewing Company. So what they did and really started up, I think, of being employee, driven and giving that to employees. I think that's what got me inspired and felt welcome doing Mother Road. Is that we all, the company and board CEO, decided to give all of us during COVID a share within the company too.
Oh, that's
and so cool. I think that's, New Belgium, just not even as just a brewery, but as a company, kind of set that precedent. And I kind of got a similar feeling of that hospitality experience when I went to New Belgium for the first time, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Of just, care and drive that all of their crew had to kind of show us around. So I think without, obviously New Belgium and Fat Tire that kind of just like kicked off this just like fun, wacky craft beer scene, I'd have to throw them up there too.
Oh yeah, that'd be for sure. Now, how about styles?
Oh man, styles, I'm definitely a hophead. IPA, like I said, West Coast, Sweetwater. When I first got into beers, when Sweetwater Brewing in Atlanta was kind of getting going too. And so like, just the classic extra pale ale, like a Sierra Nevada pale ale was kind of what got me into it, that and the West Coast. So anything really hoppy. And like I said, I think I mentioned any kind of Helles lager or Keller beer. Greg did here. He did a Czech style Pilsner last year too. I like anything that's a little bit more of like a classic, malt character fit, that goes with it, especially if it's like a dry hopped kind of Pilsner one. I'll definitely lean towards.
Okay. Love it. Last couple questions. The first one is, if you could bring something back from when you were a kid that's not around anymore, what would it be?
Bring something as a kid.
Yeah. Mine is Blockbuster, if that helps.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I miss going and picking videos out.
Yeah.
I would say cassette players and cars.
Okay.
I grew up, my dad had a great vinyl record collection, which I've took from him.
Yeah.
But we also had an amazing like cassette tape, and I just love like the cassette felt like a thing that I could go into the car and you have to listen through the whole album.
Yeah.
You could obviously fast forward it, but it was kind of one of those things. And so,
when you're doing the whole thing. Yeah.
I had my first gen Tacoma years ago, and it had a cassette player in it. And somebody hit me and totaled it. And like one of my biggest things was I loved the truck too, but I was like, well, now I'm not going to get a truck that's got a cassette player. What do I do with all my cassettes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. I used to have cassettes, and then was obviously the CDs came out.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I always liked the cassettes because, unless you really pulled the stuff out, you weren't going to damage it. But with the CD, that thing gets a little scratched.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All over the place.
It was just skipping the entire time.
Yeah.
And if you really pissed someone off, they would just, run their key across the CD and then it was over. No, that's a great one. I don't think anyone's ever said cassettes before. So that's cool.
Yeah. I had a great CD collection too, but I just love how the cassettes, you have to listen to the whole album. I feel like that's what I miss of music now. And Spotify is great, but it's just like all single tracks. It's not, you don't get like the full album experience. I remember like the Beatles, like Abbey Road, and just like, it's like, a lot of, there's still plenty of people that do, but a lot of musicians, and, back then when it was going, it was like they produced full albums. They didn't focus on just one,
just one
pop hit.
Yeah.
It's a complete album that's, takes you through a full experience. So I feel like the cassettes made it mobile to take out in the car, which I love listening to music in the car.
Oh yeah, same. And one of the just recently, like I've started to kind of do that again when there's a new album out.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard of the band Elevators?
Yeah. The reggae band. Yeah.
And they just had a new one called Shark Belly come out maybe a week ago.
Yeah.
And I had put it on my Spotify thing to make sure I listened to it, but I was driving back from San Diego and I listened to the whole album.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some songs I like more than others, but I still experienced the whole album.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I enjoy. Being from Tennessee, I also enjoy real country music, and I love what Sturgill Simpson has done for the country music industry. And even though now I'm a little bitter now because my record player's messed up, and his new album you can only get on, vinyl or cassette. It's not released on digital version.
Oh,
but
wow.
I really respect that. I think that's an awesome way to go about it.
Oh yeah, I love country as well. Like I grew up listening to like George Strait, obviously King George and Brooks and Dunn, and all that sort of stuff. Like even on the way over, I was listening to old Brooks and Dunn and old Kenny Chesney, Tim McGraw. But it was like George Strait's king to me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I got into drinking beer. It was before I was 21. We'd get in the truck and listen to country music and go. My buddy lived on the back of the mountain that I grew up on, and we'd just go drive around the dirt roads back there.
Oh,
that's how we got away from the parents and everybody able to drink beer.
There it is. I love it. Man, again, thank you again. And last question, I promise. If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be? And you know what? Add Mother Road. If you had to describe Mother Road in one word as well.
Oh, that's a good question. Myself and Mother Road and
you could do a different word for each if you want.
For myself, I'd probably say something like outlandish.
Okay, I like it.
And then for Mother Road, I would say local.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I love it.
No. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it just, we're here. We're in Flagstaff producing beer right here. We like to say we're the largest brewery in the state per square foot.
Yeah.
Because our facility is not quite as big as anybody else. And yeah.
Oh, I love that, man. Because I mean, if I lived over here, this would be my cheers.
Yeah.
I'd be here all the time.
Yeah.
I'd have a stool that said, Mike or Jonathan on it. But yeah.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, no, that's great. Something like that too. As I'm sitting over here looking at my daughter's playpen, just sitting right next to us in the tap room.
Yeah. First time we've ever had a baby sit in on the interview. Oh, I know she's not in there right now, but she was. Where'd she go?
Yeah.
Oh no, but thank you, man. I'm so appreciative, and I've loved doing this, and thank you for letting me come down and talk to you.
Awesome. I'm excited. Thanks for choosing us and wanting to come hang out and have a chat.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to do it again. Maybe next time I'm up here, we do a round table.
Yeah.
Get like Dark Sky and Wanderlust.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. We can get our CEO Michael's out in Vegas, hit some accounts up there for us. And then our COO, Peter Kruger, has been in the industry over 30 years. Yeah. And so Peter and Michael have some, fantastic stories to share about what they've experienced in this industry for sure.
That would be that's a bucket list thing for me. I'm always trying to get if you can get people just I like to just be the fly on the wall and just all of them talking. So that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Tough part of the job, have to have a beer and sit around and talk about beer.
Exactly. So it's rough.
Yeah.
But thank you again. And if you guys, everybody listening, if you in the, Flagstaff area, go down to Munns and then come up here, or you can stay over here in Flagstaff. But yeah, all the different breweries, but definitely come to Mother Road, try all the food, try all the great beer. The Tower Station, which one's this one again?
Arizona 250 Lager.
There it is for the anniversary of America. All right, but thank you again, Dylan. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, Dylan's such a good dude, and I'm just super appreciative that they let me come down there and have some beers with him, talk and hear his story. And I didn't want to give anything away, but all the hiking, the rock climbing and all of that stuff is so cool. And, his passion for the hospitality side of it and the craft beer, just the beer in general. But you gotta love that, man. You gotta love that passion and that vigor, that stuff that want for more. It's funny because I was going to mention, I actually not interviewed, but I did a recording with Luis. He sat in with me on the thank you episode, and it was probably it got real deep at a certain point, and I was like, man, I haven't done that, haven't gotten that way in a while, and it was just a really fun time. So and we were talking about that want. This is the reason why I brought it up. You have to why be mad all the time? Why be just being okay with just okay? You have to want more. You have to strive for more, even if you end up falling, even if you end up losing. At least you tried, man. At least you gave it your all, right? So, all right. Well, I'll stop being all sappy now. All right. Well, I gotta finish packing and gotta get some food. Gotta go to the beach. And all that jazz. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. Hope you enjoy your week. Watch the World Cup. I'll be cheering. It'll be fun. It's going to be a good time. And don't forget to support local, drink local, and find your beer. Cheers.